oh, okay, that's right. I am bald now. There's a guy, oh, there's another guy, exact same look, shaved
Yeah,
head, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Beard, some version of that look. My process was hide it for many years. I'm done with hiding it and putting hats on everywhere I go, wearing hats around my house like a psychopath. My dad from 30 feet away, like, oh, the shine on that thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's
yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Good job, Dad. Haven't heard that one yet. So a lot of people didn't know this was even something I was dealing with. And I would tell them, it's like, well, you know how anytime you've seen me in the last couple years, I've had a hat on or I had my, my hair combed over, or, that's what that was. I mean, where do you want to start? Like the
I know,
baldness
I
thing,
know.
it's like not even on my radar anymore. I'm just
Okay.
walking around like whatever, loving life, man. It's good. I did it that night after we talked the first time. Have my buddy come over. The views on that video, that killed me. I did not expect that many people to watch me humiliate myself.
It's
Or
really, the video really popped off, man, which is awesome. And I think it was a combination of a lot of things, it was, I mean, I titled it like wholesome and whatnot, because it genuinely was like, there were some really great moments in it,
yeah.
and really, really genuine. So
Well, and like you said with that thumbnail for the video, I mean, how do you not click on that? Like that is it,
I have,
I was like, as soon as I saw it, I remember being like, oh no, this is kind of embarrassing and weird, and who all is going to see this and whatever. But then I reminded myself, kind of like my trepidation the night before, calling you the first time or setting up our first meeting and doing it all. It's like, it's a leap. It's a little bit of a step, and it's not going to be 100% easy walk in the park. And as soon as it came off, a couple days went by, and I was just, it was like such a non-issue. You know what I mean? Like I completely forgot about it. I was reminded, that, oh, okay, that's right. I am bald now, and I'm going to walk into a new situation. Like that was the only time that it kind of came back up in the back of my head of, okay, I'm like, we talked before, I do these live hosted trivia events. And
yeah.
so that would have been my first time walking into, a crowded restaurant or bar. I mean, spaced out and safe, of course, where everyone's all, COVID safety and all that. But that was the first time walking in that I was in my car in the parking lot, like, all right, well, time to go to work. Here we go. Let's get in there. And, my heart rate went up a little bit. I was a little bit nervous. There were a couple jokes, from acquaintances that I knew. And that was one of my fears going into this. And after, 10, 15 minutes of getting into my normal groove, I'm on the mic, I'm up in front of, maybe 20, 30 people, nothing crazy. But I calm down and I get back into my normal confident, I have a fun, unique job. Yes, that's right. Identify the owner of this beautiful bald head. A little bit of something on the sides. I always appreciate that. I get to be up in front of them and have a beer and ask trivia questions about whatever and make jokes and just be goofy. And I just feel like I kind of owned it and just went into it. And then looking around, I'm like, oh, there's a guy, oh, there's another guy, exact same look, shaved
Yeah,
head, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Beard, some version of that look. And then, oh, here's another table of the varying degrees of a little bit on top, a little bit on the side, so I'm like, oh, I think we have the majority in this bar right now, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I mean, that was like probably the weirdest thing the first night. And then I had an online trivia event that I've been doing every week on my Twitch. That was kind of a weird one too, but it was a nice little baby step because I'm still alone in the safety of my office with my mic and, everything all set up. And it's like, all I have to worry about is, if somebody wants to write something in the chat bar, and that's only to, again, like maybe 20, 30 people. And I sent you the promo for it, but
You
the
did, yeah.
promo was haircut reveal, and I had the photo cropped to where, like you couldn't see the head. We started the event and we're midway through the first round, and I'm asking questions about whatever, people would pop into the chat like late, like getting into the game late. And so every once in a while you would just see in the chat like, oh, holy shit, what is going on? Like they were just not aware this was even
Yeah.
gonna happen. But yeah, I mean, I've heard everything from, first time I saw my dad, we had a little gathering that following weekend after that first week, and he didn't really know how to process it. It was funny because he's got full head of hair, you know,
Right.
and then a lot of people didn't know this was even something I was dealing with because of how on top of hats and haircuts and all this stuff. So I think a lot of people were like thought, oh, John's having a midlife crisis or something. He's just gone and shaved his beautiful hair off, you know, and I had to tell him, you know, when they ask it, so what, you know, my dad, he's like, so
What's with the
what brought
hair?
this on? What are
Yeah.
you doing? I was like, well, I was losing it big time, you know, it was all gone in the front and I had a big hole in the back. And so yeah, I'm just, you know, I'm done with hiding it and putting hats on everywhere I go, wearing hats around my house like a psychopath, you know, and just cut it off. And he, you know, first thing out of his mouth, I think some people get nervous, like if they're your family or friends, and like the nervous thing to do is like maybe make a joke, you know. And so my dad from 30 feet away, I mean, the classic, oh, the shine on that thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, good job, Dad. Haven't heard that one yet,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
cheers. Yeah.
No, I love that. But you're right. I think yeah, just what the nervousness thing. You don't know how to, and I like that sort of reaction, especially from family and close friends. You know, it makes it fun,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you can kind of do it lightheartedly. But no, it's good that you again, and this is a big thing I say. Just fully go with it and be honest, like why you did it and whatnot. And what was
Oh
their
yeah.
response? What were their kind of responses when you said like, oh yeah, I was totally losing my hair, like, but I was hats and things.
Um, well, you know, it's such a common thing that somebody hears that, and unless they're a total prick, I mean, you kind of disarm them because it's, you know, I was losing my hair, and so this seemed like a logical step to, you know, not, I don't know, just to cut a big worry out of my day, and you know that they just, oh, I didn't know. I was like, well, and I would tell them, you know, it's like, well, you know how anytime you've seen me in the last couple years, I've had a hat on, or I had my, you know, my hair combed over, or, you know, that's what that was. That was me slowly uh, getting to the point where I was comfortable shaving it off. So
Yeah, and then yeah, after that, I think it's probably maybe even surprising. Like apart from the reactions that you've mentioned, after kind of that, it's like, oh, okay, and then it's like
yeah,
everyone just moves on. It's not like a big deal.
yeah. And when I talk about, you know, these like the trivia company I work for, I thought this was a good example, or a different example of, compared to some of the guys you've had on your channel. Like the musician guy that you just had on recently,
Yeah,
guitarist, like that was another example like mine, where this isn't going to be just, oh, Monday's going to be weird at work. This is, I'm going to go through, you know, groups of closer and further acquaintances and friends. It's just a bigger circle where they're, you know, they're going to have that, whoa, John's completely bald, you know, moment. And after the first couple nights of doing it, there's no nerves anymore at all. It's just, oh, I should catch you up. I was balding. I cut it off. Anyways, how was your weekend? And like you
yeah.
said, we're right through it. You know, so
Love that. Yeah, no,
yeah,
completely. No, dude, it's fantastic to hear that it's it's gone so well. I mean, from your initial reactions, I was really pumped for you. And again, I think that's why the video did so well, because people could really like, just you could see it on your face, and then everyone was like, just really, your kids got involved and everything. It was just
oh
awesome.
yeah,
Just straight from the get go, I was like, yeah, John's nailed it. Like, I can't wait for us to have
yeah.
this catch up chat. I was like, it was totally awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, I was ready, you know, like I was looking forward to a fun change, right? I was looking forward to just the feeling of getting rid of, like, that was as long as I'd had my hair in, you know, maybe a year or two. And so just getting all that off, you know, you're constantly getting it out of your eyes, or it's tickling your neck or whatever. So I was excited to just have a haircut just on its own. And then the big one was, you know, oh, cool, I don't ever have to worry about, you know, bringing a ball cap with me for when I take my bike helmet off, and I can immediately put a ball cap on if we're going to get a beer in the middle of a bike ride or something like that, you know? So,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel great about it. I'm happy I did it. Um, I don't think it looks bad. You know what I mean? Like
It's
that
good.
was a
Yeah.
big concern
Yeah.
was,
You mentioned the head shape, right?
yeah, I mean, if you have a weird lumpy head, I mean, that's just your head and there's nothing else you could do about it.
I could tell, in that first chat when you were describing it and you were saying like, yeah, I'm not sure if I've got a weird head. That's something I'm a bit conscious of. But yeah, like I said, as the hair goes and the look comes in and you sort of, you catch yourself, you're like, okay, hang on a minute. Like this might actually not look too bad. And then
Yeah.
once it fully goes, you're like, wow, like actually, yeah, this looks way better than I thought it was going to.
Oh yeah, totally. And I don't know, like I think it I don't feel like it makes me look like way older or anything like that. Even, I'm 36. I'm not I'm not in my 20s anymore, so that's not like a real, concern for me, I guess anyway. But like that was another thing was, with meeting people through my job and things like that, I would have people say, "Oh, no way, you're 35, you're 36. No way. I thought you were, maybe 28, 29." So I always had this kind of weird like, oh cool, maybe I look a little younger than I do. And then this one, shaving this all off, well, that's going to put an end to that. But like as far as how I see myself, um and my self-image and all that, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like a cool movie villain now or something. I don't know, it's just like the beard is getting longer. I was laughing at a lot of the comments on YouTube, um which, by the way, I was not ready for that. Like 95% of those are just like, way to go, you look awesome, your courage has given other guys courage to face this thing that bugs men.
Yeah.
So all of that was so nice and positive. But even the negative comments in there, which of course I'm reading them like an idiot. I should have probably just, put my device away. But I mean, that many views, I'm like, oh dude, they're all coming out. Like I have Reddit, I know how lethal the internet can be, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm rolling through there and I'm just like, oh wow. Because some of the negative comments, they were actually like, me and my wife were reading them one night and we were laughing at some of them. What was the one, honey? It was this just goes to show you that average or below average
Oh yeah.
men,
Yeah. I saw
in
that.
looks or whatever can.
And there
And
was
I
like
commented back to him.
there was a proper discussion though, wasn't there? There was like a real
Yeah.
discussion going on. Like that's a bit. People were saying like, "Oh, that's a bit harsh, dude." Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
That called you a hacker.
Yeah.
Hacker.
Yeah. And yeah, I went in there. I was like, dude, average? You kidding me? I'll take average all day, man. So
yeah. I think
no,
it was yeah that one. It seemed like it was meant as a compliment, but the way it comes off,
it came out, yeah.
yeah.
And then of course there's assholes that are just straight up like going for you, But I mean, it's the internet, man. Like I said, I've been on Reddit before. I know what these people are doing all day.
No, dude, I have to say, like one thing about the comment section in the channel and the people that engage, like on the whole, like it has majority, it has attracted like clear-minded, decent
yeah.
human beings, But of course, there's people that are going to pick up because it was a popular video. Like obviously, that video is shown to more than the subscribers, like way more. So you've got people that like are unsubscribed, they don't know what we're about, still commenting great things. So yeah, it was awesome to see that, and I like that about a lot of the videos.
Right. And what's cool about it is I was ready to do it, whether I reached out to you or whether I just did it on my own. And I'm like, I think it's so cool that that many, like, I mean, if you're watching a video like that on YouTube, you're in that world of something's going on with my hair, right? Either I have beautiful hair and I'm evil inside and I just want to go and like laugh at these bald guys or whatever, or the majority of these guys, like how I found your channel, you're educating yourself on, okay, well, what is a hair transplant like? What does that cost? What are the drugs available? What does that cost? What's the routine? How does this look? What's the success rate? Eventually, you're going to find either your channel or other channels that are like, hey, guess what? Just be bald. And then you don't have to worry about all that. You're not going to have to pay a subscription for the rest of your life to keep that hair. And and I mean, and I love how you always frame it too, which I'm not saying that's a negative. Like if that's your groove and you can do it and it works for you, then party on. Let's all just feel good about our situations and how we look or whatever.
Yeah,
there's bigger things to worry about than our hair, you know?
Yeah, and it's just putting out, you know, again, like I kind of said, it's just putting out a genuine, helpful moment out there for other people to see, you know, however they feel about it, whether it motivates them, whether it gives
Yeah.
them, you know, they think, hey, I kind of look like this guy, you know, or I'm the same age as him, and I've been doing the hat thing, or I've been doing the long hair thing for ages too, you know,
Yeah.
and just being able to relate like that, and for a lot of people, a video like that can be the final thing that says, hey, you know what, like, it's worked out for this guy, like there's no reason why it can't work out for me. And that can
Yeah.
be the difference, you know, between them going from that space where they don't believe that, you know, oh no, I won't look good or whatever, to being like, hey, you know what, let's just lean into this, like you said before, let's lean into
Yeah.
it, let's get freaky, let's do it, like let's just go for it. and
Yeah,
um
totally.
and that's the best thing about putting this stuff out there, man. So once again, just thank you so much. It
Yeah,
was
you're doing a good thing, man. I mean, there's guys that are getting over that hurdle and moving on with the rest of their life. I've been biking like an insane person, and just, you know, I get home and you know, you're all pumped up, and that's something I'm not worried about anymore. Pop that helmet off, whatever, man. I love it. And I'll tell you what, I need to go through your channel, but like shaving your head in the shower, that's like a skill. Like you have to
Yeah.
learn how to do that. Like right now, I'm pretty slow at it, and I'm feeling around a lot. A couple razor burn incidents, nothing too wild, but I'm excited to get better about that. But I'm gonna keep shaving it. You know, I've had a few friends. My buddy Zane, who was there the night, and he cut it for me. He was like, you know, I think you could grow it out and just kind of have that number one or number two look. And I really like the feeling of shaving my head. Like it is. I mean, I was talking to a buddy on the podcast I do, and it was like, whether you have hair or not, like everyone should experience this. I know it takes a long time to grow it back or whatever, but like it's a really nice feeling. I feel like it's minimalist, futuristic. I just got pulled out of the Matrix or something. You know, I love it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. The best word I ever used is just clean. It just feels like
Yeah,
clean, simple. Yeah, I call it the minimalist approach to like hair loss, and it's just fresh, new. Like it doesn't need. It can be a very good thing, like an exciting thing, totally reinventing the look. You know.
yeah. And I sent you know, I draw and do art and all that, and like all these drawings I had of like, I thought it was a cool look. I was implementing it in characters and stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is like, I don't know, Professor X, dude, The Rock. Like it just goes on and on. It's a
Yeah.
badass look.
Just really quickly, I just before I just let you go, obviously, because I wanted to hear all about it. But yeah, the
Yeah,
thumbnail, dude. Like, obviously, I did you dirt.
you got me,
I did you
but it was
dirty
cool,
there.
man. You got me.
Yeah,
It's
I
cool.
really did, and I think I
Yep.
did say this to you at the start. You know, and I wanted people to see it. I wanted people to click on that bad boy, you know, and see the story, see the moment.
I looked at I came back in the office here and my wife's working on her computer. I'm like, it's up. He's got it up. This is happening. And I saw the thumbnail, and I was like, that son of a bitch. But I got it. I totally got it, cuz it's like, you know, like you said, yeah, I mean, you want the clicks, and I think it was a great video. I mean, I watched a lot of your videos, and the one I did was like, we were having fun. We made it fun, and it was cringy, and it was absolutely opening myself up to whatever anybody wants to say in the comment section. But I'm confident enough that, you know, there's going to be way more good that comes out of that than anything, you know, that some snotty comment somebody's going to make. It's not a worry for me. So
100%. No, dude, 100%. Absolutely. No, it was awesome. It was awesome. And I think it is frustrating though, isn't it? Out of, like, literally you said, I don't know how many comments it's got all together, but
yeah,
absolutely 95% of them are overwhelmingly positive. But
yeah, if
for
not
some
more. I
reason,
mean, yeah,
human nature just makes us focus on the like one bad thing, you know, and think like, why have
yeah,
they said that? And I thought, dude, I'm terrible for it. Like, I'll be going through the comments, I'll skip like all these fantastic ones, like, oh, love your channel, all of that stuff, and someone will just say something, and it will just like make my blood boil, you know, because I
yeah.
just like, you don't,
It's just
and I
totally
don't,
vile, you know.
yeah,
Like,
I've just got to be
yeah,
like, chill. Like, some
yeah.
people are just like that, you know. You
Yeah.
can't. Yeah,
And it was so funny too, because oh, you have such good donor hair, and oh,
no, I
you know,
know, dude.
you could, you know, for like, you'd see results in 6 months and all this, and once I started to research all those different, you know, programs that you can get on, it was, all of it was unappealing to me. I didn't want to take, I don't take medicine for anything. I take a multivitamin. I take an ibuprofen if I have a headache or something. That's like it. And I don't want to be on a pill. I don't want to have an oily pillow and at night and put stuff in my hair. I was never interested in that.
No.
Because
Yeah.
then you're swapping the hats for,
Something
for me
else.
personally, a new regiment thing that you got to go through to
Yeah.
just to hold on, you know,
Yeah.
fight genetics, you know.
They're called I've been doing, because I obviously want to take all this stuff further, and I've been reading a lot about like image, like even as far as like body dysmorphia and stuff.
Oh
And
yeah,
they are genuine, like they're called safety behaviors. Like it's genuine, the way I
that's right. Yeah,
for example, my one of the things that I did where I would I'm not want people behind me,
yeah,
I'd be like my head against the wall and stuff. That is like a genuine thing. Like that's just, they call it a safety behavior. It's like
yeah,
I'm feeling anxious, so like instinctively I do this weird thing and to like temporarily reduce the anxiety. But the problem with all of that stuff is it just makes you feel a little bit less anxious in the short term, but it does nothing in the long term. In fact, it makes it worse because you're not the ugly problem that is underneath it all is still there. I'm always aware of it. I'm always conscious of like, just being respectful, because the whole thing with what I do as well, I want it to be able to um be received by people, because most people, especially initially, is like on like that self-preservation, and they're feeling very like down and defensive, and not in a good space. So
hmm,
what I don't like is this whole, and it annoys me when people like disregard my channel, was just like, just shave it, bro, this whole thing, just shave it, bro, like
yeah,
you just got to do it, like don't be a bitch, like don't be a
yeah, yeah,
pussy, because
yeah.
that's not what this is about at all. I know it's
No, and
way more than that.
those comments are almost um as bad as the ones that are saying, don't shave it, don't shave it, you can put this oil in your hair and you'll be
Mm,
fine, and and you'll get it all back and all that. It's different strokes for different folks. And
yeah.
for me, my process was hide it for many years and then finally feel okay with
Yeah,
doing
you've got
it.
to
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
no.
Or for the folks that want to treat it for and get another 10 years out of it, whatever,
Yeah.
if
You got to
it's
find
not
your
an
point.
issue.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah,
find your point. I think the ultimate, just my goal with this is to help people get to that point where they finally feel, however it comes,
yeah,
where they finally accept how they look and they feel totally comfortable and they just rock it to the max.
yep,
That is the end goal here, basically. And obviously, because of what worked for me, and I see working for so many other people with this, like shaving it off and focusing on other things, because I see it work so well. Obviously, that is the main thing I'm going to push to the cows come home. That's what I've got direct experience with. But with all of my content, I'm really trying my best to put it out in a good way, so that, because you never know what, just one thing that I say or one thing that someone else says or one like piece that someone can relate to, that could be the thing that finally makes them kind of, something clicks and they say, hey, like maybe these dudes have got a point, like as shit as I feel about like the way I'm look or the hair's looking. And maybe they thought for years, like, no, I would look disgusting with a bald head. Like that is the worst thing. Just, you never know what that one thing's going to be where they think, hey, you know what? Like I've been doing all this stuff. I still feel pretty shit.
yeah,
Maybe these dudes have got a point, and the
yeah.
only way you're going to get there is for allow these people to continue to watch and enjoy watching without feeling like you're attacking them for not shaving their hair off. That's not what this is about at all.
Right.
What I'm
Like there's
about.
a correct and an incorrect way to deal with, something like that. Because there's not,
Yeah.
um, it's a lot of gray, a lot of different, lot in between, ways you could approach it. And, I have, I'll say a relative that as soon as I did this video, genetically, he's very similar to me, and he is, he's got some minor issues with his hair. It's thinning a little bit, and um, this was he's kind of hiding it. He wears hats. He combs his hair a certain way, and about a week after our video came out, and I only kind of showed it to like my closest friends and family. Um, and yeah, he was like, I could tell he had to go to a wedding, right? And he's getting ready, and he's like, John, I know I got like good suits. I'm gonna look awesome. And then I'm sitting there and I'm doing my hair and I'm messing with it, and it's taking me 30 minutes. And he's got his wife there, and she's checking, is it good? Is this all good and all that? And he's like starting to get this vibe where he sees that what I did, and he's like, man, that's like, he's not there yet, you know what I mean? But I think he sees that what I did, and he's like, okay, so it's not the end of the world. And he what did he say to me? He's like, hey, I just wanted to say, no kids are around. Okay, he's like, I just wanted to say, fuck you. You just became, the sexiest member of our family. You know what I mean? Like talking about how confident it looks and all this. And I'm like, get out of here. And yeah. And so, he's in a situation where, he's close, right? But he saw me do it, and now and after, and I thought it would be trickier after, right? I thought it would be like a couple weeks of coping or something. And it's for me, it's not been that. It's been, oh cool, I can walk in anywhere now, and what's up, and be the same goofball I've always been, confident, and just have fun, and own it. And I think he's seeing that, and he's kind of like, all right, well, that's a cool thing to know that maybe in a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 5, I have that option. So
Yeah.
it's cool.